Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're going to be watching this. How are you? Trust you've been well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mercy Kelly. Our channel is called Reimagining the Workplace. In this channel we discuss anything that has to do with a healthy work environment, a work culture that is good for our employees, and everything in between. So in today's topic, we are going to discuss signs that you're a good employee. Not that last week we talked about, in the last session we talked about how to identify a healthy work environment. So this time around we bring it to the employee. How do you know that you are the best employee that an employer has? So point one, integrity. Integrity has so many facets. Are you an honest person at the workplace? Are you someone who does what they say they would do? Are you someone who does what is expected of them and the way that is expected of them? Are you a frank person? Are you candid? Are you a good example to the other employees? Are you full of integrity? Yeah, that's something very important for you to have a character to have at the workplace. Point number two, as an employee, you're required to be orderly and organized at the workplace. Because when you got the job, you are competent for the job, you have the skill, you must be an orderly person in a way that you know how to plan your work and you know the priorities that you need to give to your work. Do the most important jobs first and then the less important jobs later. Like, you need to be organized, you need to be orderly. You don't have to be someone who needs to be reminded of their work, that you've not done this, you've not done the other. You have to be someone who knows how to plan themselves, and that way you even save time for yourself and for the organization as well, and that translates to your productivity at the workplace. Point number three, are you an effective communicator at the workplace? A good employee always knows how to communicate well. First, with the fellow employees. Are you someone who is easy to communicate to? Are you someone who another employee can walk up to and ask a question or communicate whatever it is that they need to communicate without feeling judged? I have worked for a place where I could not ask questions at all. You are expected to just go ahead to know, because we employed you, you're supposed to know everything. Yet, every company has its own way, the way they run their organization. And therefore, it's a must for a new employee to always ask questions, because the way you did things in a previous company is definitely not the same way you're going to do your job in this current company, even though it's the same job description. So do your fellow employees have confidence in coming to you and approaching you to ask questions? Yeah, are you a good communicator at the workplace? Are you a good communicator in a way that when you have grievances or when you have any issues that you need to discuss with your employer or anyone else, are you the kind of person who communicates well without prejudice, without disrespect? Are you a good communicator at the workplace? Because you need that for you to know that you're a good employee for your employer. Point number four, it's a bit related to the last point that we've just discussed about being a good communicator at the workplace. So are you a good co-worker? Are you someone that is approachable by the other employees? Are you someone who the other employees feel comfortable working with? Are you a part of a team? Do they feel like you're part of their team? A good employee should be able to support the fellow employees. should be able to communicate well with them, should be able to just work in perfect harmony with your fellow employees. So do your fellow employees feel like you're part of a team? Do they feel comfortable working with you? That's a very important point for you to note in order for you to consider yourself a good employee. Point number 5. As a good employee, you are expected by your employer to be responsible. What do I mean by responsible? When a company employs you, for example, to work for them, they expect you to become one with the company, with the company systems, with the company values. You become like part of that family, and that means you are responsible for things like taking care of company property. You should be responsible for protecting the company against the outside world. You should be able to protect the company's image to the outside world. In short, you're expected to be responsible. You're supposed to save money for the company, for example. The employer expects you to be 100% a responsible person, someone who understands that they are part of the company and that the company is part of them. Number 6, confidentiality. Every company, whether small or big, has its own secrets. So does your employer feel like you're an employee who can keep such information within the confines of the organization? Not everything needs to be shared with the outsiders. You cannot share certain information with your clients, as much as they will ask questions and want to know the details, the intricate details of a company. There's some information that you cannot share with your clients, with your competitors especially. So are you someone that your employer feels like they can trust you with company information, that you'll not go out there and share very confidential information in regards to the organization, for example? Yeah, so that's one of the important things that you should have, or traits that you should have, for you to know that you're a good employee and that you can be trusted by your employer. 7, time. Are you an employee that respects company time? Do you get to work on time? Do you go for lunch when you're supposed to go for lunch? Or you go earlier or much later? Are you someone who respects deadlines? For example, if you've been given an assignment, do you respect the fact that you're supposed to deliver on time, or do you delay unnecessarily? I understand that some duties or assignments that can take longer than anticipated, and that's fine. But there are others that you cannot work past a certain amount of time that you've been offered by your employer, for example. And especially when there are outsiders involved in the timelines. So are you someone who respects timelines at the workplace and meeting deadlines and such kind of stuff? Number 8, willingness to grow. Are you an employee that is always looking for opportunities for growth at the marketplace? Are you willing to maybe go back to school and study for a course that aligns with your work? Are you willing to go for trainings, for example, for you to be trained on a particular skill that you need to improve your work and to improve productivity at the workplace? Good employees are never content. They don't sit down and say, now I have known everything that I need to know about this job. They're always looking for new opportunities, new challenges, and they enjoy working on new challenges. And when they win, they know that is growth for them. Yeah, so are you an employee that is willing to grow yourself? at the workplace, to grow your skill, to grow your talent, because every job is a talent. Are you that kind of an employee? Then you are the best employee that an employer can have. So therefore, in conclusion, ask yourself, would I employ myself? That's how you know that you're a good employee to your employer. Ask yourself questions to do with, am I the kind of person that I would want to employ if I owned a company, for example? Am I the kind of person that I would never want to leave employment or resign from work? Then that way you know that you're a good employee. You're an employee that is valuable to your employer, and that is very important. I invite you once more to go with me in this journey of reimagining the workplace. The workplace is supposed to be an enjoyable place. So if you like this kind of content, I request you to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time we upload videos like this.